$11 a month, you're joining us on our mission to do good.
I was like, wow, this is really cool what they're doing for families of our fallen heroes. And for the first responders and the veterans, I thought this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. He was in the reserves, I believe, for 20 of that. He was a hard worker. He was a construction worker. And he ended up being a master drill sergeant in the Army. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. And he set a great example for all of us. And he taught me a lot of stuff about wrestling and about life. My dad died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in. And we ended up being forced to move out of our house. And I remember how I felt. I was devastated. And so I understand what these families are going through. And to have an organization like Tunnel & Towers come in and pick you up and, carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I think it gives them a sense of security. It lets them know that there's one thing that nobody can ever take away from them, and that's their home.
It changed my life. It changed my son's life. For me not to have to worry about things that were such a burden.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
My back got injured very bad. I was off work for about a year. I heard about Relief Factor from my wife. I took it every day, 3 times a day for 3 weeks. Looked at her and I said, the pain is gone. And she said, I'm glad it helped. I said, no, you don't understand. It's gone.
You too can feel better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Call or go online now for our 3-week quick start, just $19.95.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything down to the stud.
From design and products to removal and installation.
It turned out amazing.
Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call or visit rebath.com for your free in-home design consultation.
Life insurance is too important to put off another day. That's why Select Quote makes getting coverage you need easy. Now get up to a $2 million policy with no medical exam and same-day coverage.
Visit SelectQuote.com now.
Hi, Grandma. I played baseball today.
Oh, that's great.
What position did you play?
First base.
That's where Grandpa used to play. When our hearing wouldn't allow us to use a regular phone, it made us feel isolated.
It became difficult to communicate with our friends and family.
Clear Captions was an easy solution for us.
Clear Captions provides captions on a phone like captioning on your TV, so you can see what the caller is saying live as they say it.
Making it easy to understand and respond immediately.
There is no insurance or Medicare required. Clear Captions service is provided at no cost to you through a federally funded program. We deliver, install, and train you on how to use your phone, all at no cost to you.
Give your loved ones the independence and connection they deserve.
Call now to see if you qualify to get a Clear Captions phone at no cost to you. Call 1-800-916-7705. That's 1-800-916-7705.
Here at Allegiance Flag Supply, we grew sick and tired of flying flags that were made overseas, flags that would rip and tear easily, so we really made a commitment to quality. All of our flags are finished with bar tacking at all of the stress points, and they are sewn using double needle lock stitching.
All of our flag materials are sourced in America, and they are made by American seamstresses. So we are American made from beginning to end.
Shop now at showallegiance.com.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up. I saw the results immediately. I feel amazing.
Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just one visit.
Please run, don't walk to your nearest Sono Bello.
Save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
From the river to the tree. Oh, is it C? What a waste of a college degree.
Engaging in genocide, violating the rights of the Palestinians. Free Palestine! Free
ultimate frisbee on the lawn, or enjoying a quiet coffee outside for a study break. This is what students on elite college campuses are doing in their free time. Setting up what they're calling Gaza Solidarity encampments, yes. And Jewish students are on edge at Columbia University, leading administrators there to cancel in-person classes just to be safe. Not exactly a happy Passover. Joining me now with all the details, been there all day, Fox News national correspondent, Alexis McAdams. Alexis, tell us, what's going on there tonight?
Hey, Laura. Well, last time I talked to you at that other protest, you told me to make some friends. I still haven't made any just yet here at Columbia's campus either today, but I want to show you what's going on here. You can check it out over our shoulder and see this is that encampment that we're talking about, right? As protests continue here, the NYPD remains on high alert. More tents popping up. You can see as we kind of scan here in the crowd, the people, the students, the chanting, the singing, and there's about 100 tents and counting so far. They took these down the other day, but hey, they're already back up. This comes as there's growing calls for the president of Colombia to step down. This afternoon, a handful of protesters, if you check it out here, were arrested right in front of the gates at Columbia University, just hours after Columbia President Manu Shafiq shifted all students to virtual classes, calling for a reset. So we'll see what that means on campus. Protests at Columbia, NYU continuing. They all started here at Columbia, though, but they're popping up at campuses across the country. We've also been talking with police sources who are on the ground near NYU, Laura, who are saying there is going to be arrests possible over there. They had police officers in place, and it's private property, so that means NYU had to communicate with the NYPD to ask them for help to try and clear out those encampments, which have been going on. Also, this video taken on campus at Columbia over the weekend shows what happens when you enter these encampments. This person trying to take some cell phone video as they made a human chain telling them to get out of the area. So we're going to show you here as we come back out here live. We're trying to talk with more students. They don't really want to talk to us. They have their faces covered here, but they do have immediate contacts. We've been trying to talk with them about what they're expecting here over the next few days. But they have so many things set up, they don't plan on going anywhere just yet, Laura.
Alexis, do they have bathrooms there? I mean, are there porta potties set up? I mean, this looks like any regular homeless encampment in D.C. I couldn't tell the difference. This is, well, these kind of tents are everywhere in Washington, D.C., so.
Yeah, I didn't see any bathrooms yet, but last time when we talked to NYPD contacts, they told me that that was what was already set up here. They had, food, and then they had these small shelters that they set up, and then they had portable bathrooms, temporary bathrooms. So none of that in place just yet. But I mean, they spent hours and put so many police hours into this to get this out of the way, and then it comes back up just a few hours later, and that's what's happening at NYU and all over the country.
Well, Alexis, you're very friendly, so I think you should actually work on trying to make some more friends. And I can't wait till you find some friends there because I really want to hear it. All right, Alexis, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Now over to Yale University, where police swept campus this morning, arresting 47 pro-Hamas protesters, but the security presence still isn't making some students feel safe. My next guest is a sophomore, has been documenting how Jewish students are followed, she says harassed, and even assaulted. Joining me now is Sahar Tartak, editor-in-chief of the Yale Free Press. Sahar, now that video abruptly ended as you started yelling. What happened?
Sure. So as I was at this protest, as soon as I was identified and basically as a Jewish student, I was blockaded by multiple protest organizers who created a human blockade, which then pinned me in between them and the hostile rally attendees that encircled around me, and as you saw in that video, were dancing around me, and they taunted me and flew things in my face until one of them took his Palestinian flag, waved in my face, and then jabbed me on my left eye. And when I tried to chase after my assailant, the human blockade stayed in front of me and ran in front of me so that I could not chase him down, so that they could protect him.
It seems quite traumatizing. You're there trying to document what's happening to Jewish students. And what happened when you were trying to find out the identity of the person who hit you? I want to review it.
Do you really want to get out? I let you know.
Hey, come on now.
No, stop. Yeah, we are. It's taking too long and I'm uncomfortable.
Now, who was that, Sahar? Did you ultimately find out who hurt you?
So that was one of the many rally organizers that wanted to basically ensure that I didn't find who the assailant was, and we did not find him in the end.
Well, Sahar, Yale told us that it's investigating the assault and that the university does not tolerate violence, threats, harassment, intimidation of members of our communities, providing support to a student, that means you, I guess, who made the report. They also said that the Yale president sent a message to the community addressing the protest and affirming campus safety, peaceable assembly, civil discourse. Look, when you listen to the pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, as we call them, protesters, they paint a very different picture. One who was interviewed by NBC, Noor Karim, a sophomore, I guess from Michigan at Yale, one of the people arrested said, it was very brutal. We were all crying. I was asleep and we were woken up by shouts and that police were here. It was very cold. I went out with my blanket. We were all sitting there singing and crying together. So that's what they're saying. They're peaceful. They're proceeding peacefully, and apparently they're the ones being brutalized and taunted, and they're raising free speech concerns as well.
Well, I have friends who were assaulted at Columbia as well, and again, the assailants are part of these groups and protected by these groups. They create environments of violence and assault for Jewish students, and then try to claim victimhood when they face the consequences.
Sahar, I know this is Sahar, excuse me. I also know this is Passover. Did you get the sense that they understood that it was the Passover holiday about to begin? Did they care?
So the only interest they have in Jewish holidays is weaponizing them against Jewish people. So from my understanding, the protesters at Yale are actually doing a Seder for Palestine.
Oh boy, Sahar, this is when I'm glad I'm not on college campuses anymore, but we really hope you're okay. Thank you for being out there, and peaceful protest is the answer for all sides. Sahar, thank you. Great to see you. Happy Passover. Now, Democrats are already trying to pull Biden out of the debates. Yeah, the ridiculous reasons why. Next.
There are some things that work better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. Presentation looks great. Thanks. Voya provides tools that help you make the right investment and benefit choices so you can reach today's financial goals, that one, and look forward to a more confident future.
That is one dynamic duo. Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
When everything hurts, you need relief that's deeper than ice. Tidal, the cryotherapy spray that goes beyond cooling to take control of the pain. Now the best-selling pain relief spray has gotten even better with an easy press activator to get the perfect coverage and dose with no rubbing needed.
It smells really good. It relieves the pain quickly so I can continue doing what I love.
It's compact, it travels easy, I can take it everywhere.
Get the all-new cryotherapy spray and the full line of Tidal products online or at your favorite retailer.
I like to say that Cerevital has given me a new normal. Within, I'd say about 2 to 3 weeks, I've already started to see changes.
I'm such a believer that it truly can change your quality of life.
You know, I don't expect to look 38 at 58, but I do want to feel great, and I want to look great.
Order now, because we're letting as many women as possible try Cerevital for 90 days, absolutely risk-free. Go to trycerevital.com for your risk-free trial.
Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, brings you the Select Cut mower. Customize the cut with 3 interchangeable blades. It cuts for over an hour on a single charge. Ego, exclusively at Lowe's, Ace, and Ego authorized dealers.
Now, ADT professionally installs Google Nest products. Cool.
You're all set.
Are in the system, we should go. With the most trusted name in home security as the intelligence of Google, you have a home with no worries. Brought to you by ADT.
These politicians can never agree.
Emma, we don't always agree. Like, you're into politics, it stresses me out.
You sleep hot, I sleep cool.
You like sleeping in luxury, I like spending less.
I guess that's why we agreed on this soft mattress.
Maybe America needs a sauna.
At least we'd be comfortable disagreeing. Softba, luxury mattresses made affordable.
Sean Combs built a hip-hop empire.
He was the biggest in gold.
That's when this house of cards starts collapsing. 4 people came forward alleging different kinds of abuse.
I do think you can make parallels of Epstein.
Is the bad boy's reign coming to an end?
When he falls, it's going to be so hard that everything around him is going to fall into that hole.
Tonight.
What has Joe Biden done for the Latino community?
I can't name a single thing.
It's a report card for the president on Jesse Waters Primetime.
Replace your missing teeth from home, like Laurel did, with a custom-made device from Reset Smile for less.
Other options were not affordable to me. Reset Smile was. I know I saved money by going to Reset Smile.
It lets you eat better.
I'm never worried it's going to get loose. I'm never worried it's going to slide. I can eat an apple and I can chew a steak. I can chew gum. I haven't chewed gum in 20 years. Reset Smile brought my smile back.
Replace missing teeth from home for less. Go to resetsmile.com.
Follow your pet's every step with the world's most trusted GPS tracker for pets. Track your pet's live location from anywhere in the world. Monitor their activity, sleep, and get health alerts so you can spot potential issues early. Set virtual fences to get alerts if your escape artist goes too far. All-in-one, easy-to-use app with unlimited range and support in over 150 countries. Tractive, trusted by millions of pet parents around the world. Save 30% for a limited time.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this. Loan cannon!
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
Why are Force Factor vitamins so popular at Walmart? Force Factor uses the highest quality ingredients to deliver powerful, healthy results from delicious and convenient supplements. That's why friends and family recommend Force Factor. Rush to Walmart and unleash your potential with Force Factor.
Now, if he's really going to avoid doing any presidential debates, Biden's going to need a large block and tackle operation. Or maybe he just needs one large man.
I look at Donald Trump's debating style. He lies and lies and lies, and it's so hard to respond to that. But I also think that Joe Biden is a terrific debater. He understands the issues. Donald Trump doesn't read, doesn't understand any of these issues.
Wait a second. Biden reads what exactly? The back of the Captain Crunch cereal box? Look, Jill, this one has pink berries in it. Now, the debate chatter among the corporate press is classic table setting. So they're working overtime to dehumanize and denigrate Donald Trump in order to later say that Biden shouldn't deign to debate him, because to debate Trump would be to insult and debase the presidency. Now, recall how Biden sold himself to voters in 2020? That he would be the protector of institutions, that he'd end the chaos and return us to normalcy. Well, look, we know now he did the opposite, right down to gutting Title IX in order to hurt women and girls and help transgender kids. If he says no to any debates for any reason, it will be the first time a party's nominee has done so since 1976. Now, joining me now to untangle all this, Juan Williams, Fox News contributor, senior political analyst, and Ned Ryan, founder and CEO of American Majority. Juan, let's start with you. Why does it seem that there is momentum building for Biden to nix these debates, and will he?
Well, I hope he won't. I think the momentum is coming from the Trump camp. I think it's pretty clear they want to establish that a demand for a debate. The problem for them is that Trump didn't debate Republicans in the Republican primaries. And, you know, it's unusual. I say this as someone who's covered politics for a lifetime, Laura. You know, usually it's, you never hear a winning candidate being the one calling for early debates. But in this case, I think the Trump camp has been pushing the idea that, you know, Biden's a doddering old man, he's an incompetent, he's a fool, he's afraid of debate. And so they're using this to box Biden in. So if Biden says that, no, you know, I'm not going to push for early debates and commitments to debates, they'll say that's because Biden's afraid.
Well, Ned, Donald Trump nixed one of the debates in 2020. A lot of people at the time were saying that was a big mistake because it opens the door to Democrats, especially Biden, skipping them in the future. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, honestly, I would like to see debates between August 22nd, that's when the DNC convention ends, and September 4th is when the first absentee ballots drop. I just don't think we're going to see any meaningful presidential debates this year, Laura, if any at all. And I think there's a reason for that. I don't think Democrats, I don't think they want Biden on the stage for 90 minutes, a weak Biden trying to defend an abysmal record on immigration, on inflation, on the economy. And I think they're kind of hoping, too, they're going to get some cover on ducking debates with Trump being convicted and Biden being able to say, I'm not going to debate a convicted felon. But at the end of the day, I just don't think they care. I don't think the Biden campaign really cares about doing debates. I think they're going to get all the cover they need from the corporate media. And I think they're banking on smash-mouth politics in the 7 battleground states that'll matter and just thinking we're going to collect more ballots than Trump and we're going to win the White House. So who cares about debates and who cares about persuasion?
Well, and I think the country would actually really benefit from seeing both men, and I would say with no moderators, but subject. Maybe a moderator comes out and says immigration, and then one side says his piece, the other, and then go back and forth, then go to the economy, then go to foreign policy or Ukraine, whatever you want. To me, that would tell us a lot, Juan. What are your thoughts on that?
You're right. You know, I love debates, and I think the voters like them too. I don't think there's any question about it. It's a matter, though, of, you know, what happens if you are in the Trump camp, Laura, and they say, look, hey, we're going to have a debate. And the first question is, do you think that the 2000 election was stolen? You say, hey, wait a minute, where'd that come from? Or you start asking, you know, about what happened on January 6th. You say, I want to talk about my issues. I mean, you know, that's not going to be easy for Donald Trump either. So he's going to have to say, do I agree to work with the League of Women Voters or the Presidential Debate Commission? Do you want third-party candidates on the stage? Those are decisions that the Trump camp is going to have to deal with as well.
Well, Ned, one of the leading thinkers on the Never Trump side is writer David Fromm of The Atlantic, and he has an explanation to keep, or a justification to keep Biden from having to debate. Watch.
The president do an event with the Weather Underground, with the president do an event with the Black Panthers. What you're giving people permission to do is to say, well, look, I'm not with Trump on the overthrowing the Constitution by violence part, but I am worried about these food prices. That really should not be up for debate.
Ned.
That's insane. I mean, they're still running on this whole idea that January 6th was an insurrection, and they're going to try and bank on that and use any excuse they can for Biden not to debate Trump. The fact of the matter is they're both presidents. The American people deserve to see them debate the issues. I just don't think we're going to see any meaningful debates, Laura. I just don't think we're in that. We're in the era, Laura, in which I think persuasion and votes do not carry the weight they used to. It's all about ballots, so I don't think they really care, and I don't think the corporate media is going to keep Biden, make him toe the line on this, and they'll give him cover when he decides to duck debate.
It is tragic for the country. Ned and Juan, thank you both. All right, Biden calls in the celebs, so White House royalty hits Target, and a megastar is panned anonymously. Seen and Unseen with Raymond is next.
Spring into savings this moving season with Pause. Save up to 25% now on moving and storage, and see why Pause has been trusted with over 6 million moves. But don't wait. Save up to 25% now. Visit Pause.com today.
Toe fungus is tough to kill, and it can spread.
It's time to start using Fungi Nail. Maximum Strength Fungi Nail is so powerful it cures and prevents fungal infections. Plus, it has aloe and tea tree oil to restore skin health. Say goodbye to toe fungus with Fungi Nail.
At SimpliSafe, we designed the #1 rated home security system powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for half the cost of traditional home security. So you stay safe for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Hello, I'm former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. A lot of times you can't control the amount of sleep that you're getting. I know, it's scary unless you use Relaxium Sleep. Relaxium Sleep is a product that's made from natural ingredients, and it usually works from the very first night you try it.
Relaxium Sleep is studied, tested, and designed by a neurologist to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed.
Relaxium Sleep worked from the very first night I took it. I had more focus and mental clarity than I've had in years.
I wake up feeling alert and like I've had the best night's sleep.
Stop being afraid and start sleeping your fears away with Relaxium Sleep. Your body and your mind will thank you. Take Relaxium Sleep. It'll work. I promise you it'll work.
Mike Huckabee is so confident that Relaxium will work for you, he's asked us to give away 1,000 bottles. Visit tryrelaxium.com or call 800-801-1737.
This is a call to all my fellow Americans to stand up, fired up, and will not let up. You're the ones this country needs. At Pure Talk, we'll give you a voice, along with unlimited talk, text, and data for only $20 a month. All on the most dependable 5G network. So stand with us, a proud American wireless company. Call Pure Talk to get 50% off your first month. This is your calling. It's time to answer.
This country has never been so divided. Are you a licorice lover or hater? We at licorice.com have 50+ gourmet flavors that you'll flip out over. Get some for yourself or a licorice lover in your life. Licorice lovers unite at licorice.com.
See why hand battered is better with the $6 chicken basket. Our 100% white meat chicken is always just a batter dip away from becoming its own golden treasure. Batter up. Make our app your first mate and order ahead to skip the wait. Long John Silver's. Fish on.
At Biz2 Credit, we know running a business takes everything you have. And only a certain kind of leader has what it takes. Every new challenge is yours to solve, and there's no such thing as off the clock. You carry the weight of the problems, but your resolve never wavers. No one else can do what you do. We know your drive. We know your determination. You've come far enough to know success is for those who take it. Biz2 Credit. Funding what's next.
My name is Ruth. I've done 10 rounds of Proline. Growing up, I went on all kinds of diets. My weight would yo-yo. I started researching fasting, so I wanted something that was science-based, and this is science-based. And that's how I found Proline. The 5-day box has all the food you need and very good instructions. I think the biggest thing Proline has done for me is reset my relationship to food. I mean, I feel better than I ever have in my whole life, and I believe Proline has made that possible.
When you need to prepare for unpredictable adventures, you need WeatherTech. Laser measured floor liners, front and rear. Seat protector to save the seats.
They're all yours. We're here.
Hey, I knew you were coming. Should I WeatherTech the car?
Can we get ice cream?
We can now.
Kid-proof your vehicle with American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
My name is Giovanni DiCidio. 40 years ago, we started this world-famous paintball business. I walked anywhere from 5 to 6 miles every single day. To run a business like this, you really need that extra pep in your step. When I came across Balance of Nature, I knew this is the product for me because it just smelled real. Balance of Nature has fruits and vegetables in the ingredients. With Balance of Nature, you feel great.
Get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Call or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FOXNews.
Live coverage, powerful reporting.
Trump and his lawyers say that he's innocent. The trial will continue.
More protests. Parents and students want to know what's going to be done to protect them.
The war on edge here between Russia and Ukraine.
Only on Fox News Channel.
It's time for Seen and Unseen, where we reveal the stories behind the headlines. For that, we turn to Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. All right, Raymond, I was heartened to see that Patrick Mahomes has joined The Rock, not endorsing anyone this presidential season. Love it.
Well, not everyone got the memo, Laura. In fact, some big names have become practical surrogates for the Biden campaign. People like John Legend and Michael Douglas.
Choice is very clear. We've
There's a lot been said about age and all these other things. Both of them are old, but one of them is a really decent man who's done a lot to improve lives in this country, and that's Joe Biden.
You and Biden are about the same age. Are you one of those people who wished he had bowed out, let the field choose somebody else?
I think that I walk a little similar to him. And the people that I've talked to and everybody that I have say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fine.
He's as sharp as a tack. Look, not to fact check the All-Star Biden Defense League, Laura, but this was Joe Biden earlier at an Earth Day event. I guess it depends on the tack you use for comparison. Watch.
I've seen the devastating toll of climate firsthand. I think about climate. When I think about it, I think not only about health and safety, but I think about jobs. We issued new standards for chemical plants that emit toxic pollution. Now, candy that affected Delaware. We had the highest cancer rate in the 1970s of any nation, any state in the nation. And guess what? A lot of us, and me included, ended up with bronchial asthma.
What did he almost say there, Laura? Bronchial cancer? What was that? I mean, this is from the man that brought you Uncle Boise's, cuisine last week, cannibal cuisine. That story didn't pan out either. He just makes this stuff up. But to say that this is sharp as a tack, I hate to see a dull one.
Well, Michael Douglas is quite compelling when he offers second-hand observations as well. People I know who spend time with him say he's this. Okay, let's spend some time with him and then at least come out after spending your own time with him and say something.
Plausible deniability, Laura. That's smart. Look, one celebrity who is not out hitting the campaign trail like the rest for Joe Biden is Michelle Obama. But she is trying to generate some excitement by engaging the little people with an all-new Target run.
I heard my paperback is out and it's in Target. So we are going to go undercover because I have not seen my book actually in a Target store. So we're going to try to do this low key. Let's see how it goes. Should I do a reading here? If they're having science, these are some me. Check.
UWSG. Laura, this is like George H.W. Bush going to the grocery store. No one buys this. And I love how, aside from her staff, she had no interaction with anyone at Target. This is, the razzle-dazzle is kind of wearing thin at this point. Nobody cares.
She looks really thin. She looks pretty good, I think. But Raymond, well, I think she tried to do this before. Didn't she try to go, during when she was First Lady, she went to, I think it was a Target or Walmart. I can't remember what store, but she kind of did this routine before. Was it Target? So, yeah, she likes to promote Target. But look, she'll send it, I guess she'll sell a ton of books. There's still people still reading books. Well,
it's remarkable to me that she's not out there beating the drum for Biden. Usually, Michelle is on the vanguard. Now the Obamas are hanging back. I think they see the same handwriting on the roll, The Rock and others. And Laura, there is one celebrity that Team Biden is hoping will declare for Joe, the one, Taylor Swift. But despite her endorsement last time, maybe she's thinking she should have said no. She focused on her new album, which Paste magazine just panned. Did you see that?
Well, I don't read Paste, but some of the young kids, Raymond, my daughter's age, they love Taylor Swift, but they don't love necessarily her new review. But that was brutal, her new album. They gave the Tortured Poets Department a 3.6 out of 10, claiming that Swift is in her 30s. It sounds like she's infantilizing her own audience more than ever before.
Yeah, there was a pretty brutal takedown. What's curious, Laura, the editor's note of this Paste magazine, they decided to suppress the author's byline, fearing for the safety of the staff. Apparently, this guy, someday before it, one of the earlier albums, had reviewed her, and the Swifties went crazy. Who knew that a review of a Taylor Swift album would become the 2024 Charlie Hebdo? But here we are. The writers are all in hiding.
Well, it's like 40, wasn't it like 40 songs on the album, or 35 songs? All right, and now the University of South Florida, Raymond, has announced it's launching a new English class devoted to the study of Taylor Swift.
You know, it's amazing to me, Laura. They're late in the game, actually. 4 other universities already beat them to the punch, including Harvard. So I'm glad the University of Southern Florida is catching up. But look, there's no taking what's called.
Yeah, we're out of time.
Like we're out of lyrics or not.
Yeah, we're out of time, Raymond.
Mentioned a London pub.
Yeah,
and we're packed.
Yeah. Well, Raymond, this is another black guy for the English degrees out there. See you tomorrow night.
Welcome to Jesse Waters Primetime tonight.
I should be in Georgia now. I should be in Florida now. I should be in a lot of different places right now campaigning, and I'm sitting here.
Sit down and shut up. The Democrats treat Trump like a terrorist.
This was a teenage boy who beat on a little girl. How come none of the articles said that it was a boy attacking a girl?
Another transgender assault and another media cover-up.
What if that was your daughter? What if that was your daughter?
I got shot in my with a .38, so it don't work right.
I'm sorry, what?
Chris Hansen on the hunt. Plus,
why would we take the crippled and the poor from other places? Do we have for them? Because they don't have for me.
Torture. Democrats used to be obsessed. During the war on terror, they talked about torture more than victory. Gitmo. The New York Times in 2005 said, please, Mr. President, just shut it down. They told us it was immoral. Dick Durbin, he called American soldiers Nazis.
If I read this to you and didn't tell you that it was an FBI agent describing what Americans had done to prisoners in their control, you would most certainly believe this must have happened by Nazis, Soviets in their gulags, or some mad regime, Pol Pot or others, that had no concern for human beings. Sadly, that's not the case. This was the action of Americans in treatment of their own prisoners.
Terrorists were victimized by American Nazis. Obama even built them $1 million soccer field.
$1 million on a soccer field? How do you spend $1 million doing the soccer field? You have a level piece of land. Throw them the ball, let them play soccer, if they have to play at all. Why are they playing soccer? That's my question.
Democrats gave terrorists soccer fields, free lawyers, constitutional rights. Eric Holder's law firm flew down to Gitmo to represent Al-Qaeda pro bono. Are you getting enough time to pray? Is the food halal? Were the guards mean to you? If you answer the judge's questions correctly, you'll be on your way back to Jalalabad. But today, the former president of the United States, if he leaves court to go to the restroom, jail. If he calls the prosecutor corrupt, jail. If Trump moves or says anything, they scream jail. Did Khalid Sheikh Mohammed get slapped with a gag order? Trump's not even allowed to complain about the thermostat. It's a meat locker in there. He gets mocked for just closing his eyes. Donald Trump, been on the move his whole life. Golf, rallies, movement, action, sunlight, fresh air, freedom. This isn't lawfare, it's torture. They're making a 77-year-old man sit inside a dingy room for 8 hours straight, 4 days a week. And if he moves or talks, jail. How do you campaign for president if you can't move or talk?
I should be in Georgia now. I should be in Florida now. I should be in a lot of different places right now campaigning, and I'm sitting here. And this will go on for a long time. It's very unfair, and I should be allowed to campaign. And whoever heard of this, you got indicted for that? People in the court just said to me, I can't believe it. This is the case.
Today was the first time in history opening remarks were delivered in a criminal case against a former president. And you're not going to believe who delivered the opening remarks for the prosecution. Joe Biden's former acting associate attorney general. Wait a second. The media says Joe Biden has nothing to do with these prosecutions. Well, the number 3 guy at the Biden Justice Department parachuted in from D.C. into Alvin Bragg's office, revived this dead case, and just gave the opening statement to the jury. Matt Colangelo,
left the Biden administration and Frankensteined the personal matter years ago into 34 felony counts. The DA, Alvin Bragg, isn't even prosecuting the case. Biden's prosecutors are the ones prosecuting it. He just shows up to court with donuts. He hasn't argued in front of the judge once. He's just running on Duncan. For the next 6 weeks, Trump's in a torture chamber while Biden's prosecutor puts on a show trial. The star witness has a podcast and gets to rip Trump a new one. But Trump's gagged.
He put out another post that attacked me. I'll tell you how I would act on it if I was the judge. I would turn around and I would say, Donald, grab your toothbrush, grab your hair, and report to 500 Pearl Street, the criminal court, because you're spending the night in the tubes downstairs. And you'll spend every day. We'll bring you up for the trial, but afterwards, you're not going back to your triplets. You're going downstairs to the pokey until you learn how to act like a human being. That's what I would do.
The star witness who went to prison for lying is torturing Trump and bossing the judge around. And if Trump says anything, jail. Stormy Daniels, porn star, who extorted Trump and owes him 600 G's in legal fees. And her attorney, Michael Avenatti, in prison for extortion. Everyone in this case is either a liar, a porn star, or an extortionist, or all of the above. They're the faces of the case that's never been tried before in the history of the United States. Their argument, are you ready, is that Trump should have used donor money to stop a woman from shaking him down, and then file the ransom with the FEC. That's a great way of protecting your family. No one would ever find out. This wasn't campaign business, this was personal. Campaign finance law specifically states candidates cannot use campaign funds for an expense that would exist anyway, even if it benefits the campaign. His lawyer paid Stormy, and after the campaign was over, the money was reimbursed and booked as a legal expense. You can't use campaign funds for personal matters, and now you can't use personal funds for personal matters during a campaign.
Whole lot of room to hold cayenne pepper.
I guess the real crime is that Trump ran for president
and splatter it on the wall.
Yeah. Prosecutors are arguing that it's a felony to quiet rumors about your personal life.
All right, shut the garage when you come in.
Tabloid rumors disappear. Bill Clinton had a war room combating bimbo eruptions. Senator Ted Kennedy settled a case with Mary Jo's family after he left her for dead in the waters of Chappaquiddick.
Really?
Alvin Bragg's arguing that Senator Kennedy should have used campaign funds and filed it with the FEC. That's nonsense. That was personal. Biden's former prosecutor told the jury today that Trump was trying to influence his own election. Oh my gosh. Trump's defense attorney told the jury trying to influence the election is called democracy. There's nothing wrong with the non-disclosure agreement. Can you believe the Democrats still can't get over the 2016 election? It's now a crime to beat Hillary. The squad admitted it's political, saying, you know, if Trump had just been impeached, we wouldn't have had to put him in jail.
I go back to the responsibility of Congress here, because had the Senate actually gone through with the impeachment of Donald Trump, we would not be in this situation.
You know how cool
the situation the squad's talking about is Biden losing. Former President Donald Trump pulling ahead of Biden on every major issue. Look at that. Looking back, voters remember the Trump term and stacked up against the Biden term. It's no contest. Voters should put aside all the chaos and just look at the Biden and Trump terms on paper. Gavin Newsom says the media is so hyper-focused on Trump, they're going to get him reelected again.
This is a guy that doesn't care if he is the hero or the heel. He just wants to be the star. And in so many ways, he gets what he wants. And that's the bright spotlight and focus. When we're focusing on him, I do worry electorally that he has a slight advantage. The consequential nature of a criminal trial is profound and outsized in some respect, but not more outsized than democracy, nor more outsized perhaps on what I thought was one of the biggest stories of the week, and that's Robert Kennedy Jr. getting on the ballot in Michigan. If he gets on more than just that one critical swing state of Michigan and gets on the ballot in some of these others, I think you have to take that very, very seriously.
Elections are won at the ballot box, not in the courtroom. But this year, Trump might win in both. So what do you do when you're down?
41 to 90.
Republicans are going to pull pregnant women over and make them pee on a stick.
We're almost there. You're going to make
Cold for 2 months and then desert life.
Trump Republicans want to criminalize young Alabama women who travel for reproductive care.
Yes, I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle, take a pregnancy test.
Stop them.
And once you have them scared, bring in Hollywood to help sell it.
The people that I've talked to and everybody that I have say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fine. We all have an issue with memories. As we get older, we forget names. Something. He's overcome a stutter in his life, and sometimes he might. But let's just say that his entire cabinet, including his vice president, everybody in his cabinet, would be more than happy to work with him again in the next term.
All these people who meet Biden privately keep saying he's sharp as a tack. Weird, right? Because he doesn't act sharp in public. It's like the same thing they said about Hillary. Behind the scenes, she's so funny. She's so loose and relatable. They trotted out another actor to sell you that Trump hates blacks.
When we protested the killing of George Floyd, he was advocating for the military to shoot us in the streets. He's made it clear throughout his life that he believes black people are inferior. Like he believes that to his core, in his bones. When you hear some of the stray comments he makes, he clearly believes in a genetic hierarchy of humanity and is racially determined. So he is a tried and true, like dyed-in-the-wool racist.
They're trying to sell you a script that they wrote but doesn't exist. Black women are diving into Trump's arms at Chick-fil-A, John Legend.
Chick-fil-A.
Have you seen that one? Or John, have you seen Biden say black cannibals ate his uncle? I mean, that's someone who believes in the genetic hierarchy. That's not someone who's that sharp. Trump attorney Chris Kise joins me now. Chris, what's going on in this courtroom downtown?
Well, I think, the Democrats claim that Trump is a threat to democracy. The real threat to democracy is the willingness to abuse the power of your office to influence what should otherwise be a free and fair election. And that's exactly what's going on downtown in the courtroom. I mean, look at just this week. You've got a hearing in the civil case about essentially nothing. You've got a criminal trial starting, and later this week there'll be a Supreme Court argument, all in cases that were made up specifically for the purpose of influencing the outcome of an election.
And so Biden's prosecutor leaves Washington and is putting on the opening argument. Brad's just popping donuts in the back watching.
Well, all of these cases are, a similar pattern. You've got the Attorney General of the state of New York sitting there in the back watching what's going on. I don't even think after today, I'm not even sure that they really care what the outcome was. We went downtown and had a hearing to determine that $175 million of President Trump's cash that he posted is actually worth $175 million. And a bond form that has been in use for 100 years in the state of New York is actually valid. But we wasted time, money, and resources. And I think that's the goal. Let's drain the president's time. Let's drain his focus. Let's drain his resources, all while now President Biden is somehow magically out of the basement campaigning. He's on the campaign.
Yeah, he's with AOC in the woods on Earth Day. They're draining his brain and his body. Now, I don't like to sit. They say sitting is the new smoking. You're going to take a man who's usually golfing or in action, and you're going to sit him in a chair in freezing temperatures and just let people rip you and you can't say anything? 4 days a week? 8 hours a day? That takes a toll.
It does take a toll. I think that President Trump will withstand that toll because he's an extraordinarily resilient individual. But it's demonstrative of exactly what they want. The Democrats have President Trump where they want him. Trump on trial, President Biden on the campaign trail. That's what they're looking to do. They've realized, there's two ways really to influence human behavior. You can inspire it or you can manipulate it. President Trump inspires people, but I think the Democrats have realized that President Biden isn't going to inspire anyone. So now we have to manipulate the outcome. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're using the weapon that they have, the power of these court cases. I mean, in 30 years, I've never seen any one defendant face multiple cases in multiple jurisdictions all at the same time.
Never happened before, and you're now defending him in the documents case, and you're battling the prosecutor for unredacted documents. We've just gotten a batch of these unredacted documents that Jack Smith, the prosecutor for Joe Biden, has been hiding. What have we learned here?
Well, I think what we've learned fundamentally is that the special counsel wants to keep everything secret, and that President Trump wants everything open. This is probably one of the most consequential trials to come before the American people, and the American people deserve to know everything that's going on. They need to deserve to know